So Sly has requested that we do Led Zeppelin, Dazed and Confused. And it's interesting that that is the title because I know there's a movie called Dazed and Confused by with Johnny Depp in it. And I remember seeing that in high school, and it was one of the worst movies I ever saw. Maybe because I was just entirely confused, literally, in watching it. And I'm like, what else? Maybe the movie is based off of the Led Zeppelin Dazed and Confused. Is really what I'm thinking, you know?
Now I'm gonna pause it because we might just rewind a few seconds.
This is what I was talking about, Fat Keys, when we were talking about like singing a song and making it believable. And earlier today, like randomly in my life, I was sitting there like, what is it? I'm like, singing a song is also kind of like acting. Even though when we think of music, you want it to be as authentic to a person and so genuine that it's not acting, right? But there's this this fine line in between something being genuine to you and it translating to everyone else who experiences it. And so it's like, yeah, I could be authentically me in a moment, but you know, if it's not translating to you what I think it should be translating, then that's going to be a breakdown in communication. Okay. And so with the way that Led Zeppelin is doing this vocal, oh, it is giving so much energy for whatever it is he's talking about. I really don't even know. I mean, he's dazed and confused. Maybe I'm not supposed to know. But him talking about this woman, he said, wow, wow. You know, it gives that like, oh goodness, he's going through something. Even though I don't know what it is, I can feel it. And that's something we talk about too, where it's like not everyone can hear the pitches in what he's singing, which are stellar. But not everyone can hear pitch, and they can instead hear like, oh, there's intensity in his voice. They can hear, and there's even people who can't even, hear the differences in emotion in people's voices. That's a whole other situation. But I think on average, most people can tell when something is a little more intense in someone's emotion than other times. And that's kind of okay, full circle with acting, right? Like I could genuinely be acting a scene, and I've been an actress, y'all. We haven't really talked about that. Maybe we'll like tie that into the music industry journey, but I've been an actress too. And so there is a thing like I could be genuinely myself, and I can fully mean everything that in the performance that I'm giving, but this is, what I was saying before, if it doesn't translate in the right way, then I'm not gonna maybe win an award for acting because they're like, it didn't translate to everyone else as authentically as it may have felt for the actor himself. So there's just this like translation thing. This translation layer, thinking of technology too, but in the translation layer, it's what can you do to get the point across better than just saying the words? Because just saying the words, saying the right words at the right time, that's still a song. But what is the extra percent you're going to put onto that thing to more likely grab people and to grasp them? And oh my goodness, the way he's grasping me in this. Okay, I just went back like 20 seconds. Okay, hold on. I gotta say something else. This is so interesting because there's a thing that's happening inside of me that also happened when I was first listening to jazz. And jazz for me when I was young was really hard to grasp onto because I was a music theater kid. Like I grew up listening to The Sound of Music and like Rodgers and Hammerstein. Even though my brother is an amazing jazz musician, he never really played a lot of that for me. Like he was teaching me how to harmonize in elementary school to my love, do you ever dream of candy coated raindrops? You're the same, my candy rain. And so I think back then, I think maybe he wasn't even into jazz like that when I was in elementary school. But then he went into it and it became his life. And then I, dabbled into it through Amy Winehouse to Sarah Vaughan. And then I'm listening to jazz. I'm like, oh, I love this. But if you're listening to it and you don't understand how free it is when you grew up listening to the radio and pop songs and R&B or gospel, I'm giving y'all the genres in life. It is hard to like open yourself up potentially to something so free. And so I think I had a similar issue with rock, like this type of rock when I was younger, where I'm like, what are they doing? they're doing too much. This is so much going on when it should be a scale. It should be chromatic. It should be, major and specific minors. But no, this is wonderful. And I think it's because I then became a jazz major that I have a different appreciation for improvisation than when I was younger, when I first would have heard some rock stuff and would have been like, what are they doing? I was such a pop girl at times when I was a baby. And so now I'm like, oh, this is so good. But it's giving a very funk, soulful thing inside of guitars in a rock way, even though it has the same thing like a jazz band or a jazz performer would be doing. Oh my goodness. I'm like, is my next phase rock? Because the way Polyphia and Led Zeppelin and who else did we listen to the other day? Who was the other guitarist? That was just so incredible. I never gave rock a chance. I mean, I like Coldplay, but I'm like, are they even considered rock? I mean, I like Radiohead, and they're kind of rock. I like alternative rock. That's what I love, but I never went to this before. And now I'm like, oh, this might be my time. Wow. Oh my goodness. That was amazing. That was incredible. That was so good. Oh my goodness. So you were saying, Ari, this was their debut song? Dazed and Confused? One Another, Still Zeppelin, I Suggest Heartbreaker. This was their first song. Well, okay, but back in the day, it's different. Okay, I'm over here I am freaking out still, but music was different back then where they would have probably had been performing a ton. They probably had so many shows under their belt. And what artists used to do was they would crowd, what is it called when you get, you source your data from the people. Well, the way I can't crowdsource, something like that. Focus group. Kind of. They would focus group their songs through live performances instead of it just being like, oh, I'm going to record in my bedroom closet and then I'm going to put it on Spotify or SoundCloud. Back then it was, we can't record on our own. So we're going to perform live because we have a guitar and we have, a voice. we're going to let people hear it. And then they keep doing it over and over, different iterations of it, until enough people say, oh my goodness, this is incredible, we want a recording. Or they get in front of someone who has access to recording. Well, I'm in the 70s. No, they could have. That's a time period where they could have very likely been around somebody. But also, if they have a talented enough of a band or a voice, you're in the door for a recording deal, or for a label. And so then after you've performed it so many times, then you finally lay the record. But it's so different where now you could just do a lazy vocal, a lazy, instrumental, and then they can tweak it and fix it. Just like Fat Keys was saying the other day, like he fixes vocals all the time, or has fixed vocals. But for them, instead, they probably had 3 shots to get it, or they don't have the chops, and then they get to perform this thing that they've probably performed 1,000 times before they actually recorded it. And I'm making it up, like just scenarios, but this is some of the realities of some people, that they needed enough of a performance and enough fans of it to get into the door to actually put it down. But still so incredible as a first recording, Oh, want to know the origin of their name? I do. I'm nerd enough about the 70s rock. I love it, Sly. Please. Yeah, they were already experienced. Yes. See, because also just hearing the way it sounded, I'm like, this is not a performance that would have been his first time walking into a booth, unless some other things were involved. But for the first time walking into the booth, no. This was his life. This was his thing he had been doing for a while, to have that much of an edge to his voice. Oh, such a good vocal performance and band performance. Oh my goodness. Jay Crimson, hi, how are you? He said you like Black Sabbath. He says Ozzy, Tommy, Yami, obviously. Abby Crimson. A producer told them, okay, this is Led Zeppelin's name. A producer told them, looking their lineup, their chance to succeed was like one of a lead balloon to fly. So they named themselves Led Zeppelin. I love that. Do y'all catch it? So it's lead, like heavy, and Zeppelin, that's a type of balloon, right? Wow. That's so cool. They said, all right, so if that's the chance, that's who we are. We'll do whatever we'll do. We are Led Zeppelin. I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. He said, day 1 recording tip, record everything, save often. If they have autosave on Pro Tools now, right? But still, just keep pressing Control S. Yes, keep pressing it. But if they don't have that yet, leave Pro Tools. Do not use Pro Tools, because they don't care about us. They don't care about us if that's the case. You know what? Fat keys. There was a lemonade mixture in my cup. Press save like you in church. Fat keys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goodness. Okay, and you said reaction channel. Thank you. In with the new. I will definitely go by there. And so we're going to listen to another. You said Pro Tools, get rid of the subscription. Exactly. It's been 10 years. Oh, I feel you, Fat Keys. I feel you. Okay, so now we're going to listen to Heartbreaker. Maybe Heartbreaker, because that's the first one you thought of.